Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. So when you're watching all these online, you're going to see these are in different orders compared to what I've actually recorded them in. And I'm in a Zappa fun, playful kind of mood, so, you know, I just finished recording the Shake Your Booty review, and I'm now recording another Zappa connected album. Not a Zappa album, a Zappa connected album. Zappa adjacent. Zappa founding. This is Alice Cooper's Pretties for You. The very first album released by Frank Zappa on Zappa's label. The first two Alice Cooper albums, you got Pretties for You, you got Easy Action. Both of them were on the Zappa label. And it's really funny because the band, if you've never heard the story, it's always best to hear it from Alice Cooper. Just go search Alice Cooper, Frank Zappa. He tells the story. But part of the story with this is they went into the studio. Frank recorded them basically warming up, getting ready, setting up, whatnot, and said, this is great. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want. Now you guys do whatever the hell you want with the rest of it, and they screwed off. And then Zappa screwed off, and the rest of it was recorded by the band. Check out that picture on the back, man. That is the band in the original days. Okay, this is Alice Cooper in 1969, when they were truly a glam band still. Little before they went dark. I mean, Alice Cooper was blonde-ish. Alright, so let's get into the music. Alright, the album opens up with Titanic Overture. There's a little weird instrumentally kind of bit. It opens up the album. Opens it up in a very interesting way. You can definitely tell it's the part that Zappa recorded, and then that was the end of it. Then you got 10 minutes before the worm. This isn't a bad tune. I've discussed actually, there's going to be quite a few on these I've discussed before when I talked about the Live at the Whiskey album. 10 minutes before the worm's not bad. It's kind of a fun song. It's not a song that I would ever want to hear Alice perform again now. Sing Low, Sweet Cheerio. Yet again, it's not a bad song, but it's not one I'd want to hear done today. I think it's okay. Then you got Tootie Muller. Tootie Muller. No. It's a song that only could have been recorded in the 60s. Living. This one actually should have carried on a little bit, I think. This was actually a pretty good tune. Instrumentally not bad. It is definitely one of the few songs from the time recording and releasing on Zappa's label that I think would have been done right and would have been done properly if they had kept it going afterwards. Fields of Regret, with a little work, could have also been carried on a little bit. Then we're in No Longer Umpire. No. Levity Ball, Live at the Cheetah. Okay, so every song on this album was recorded in the studio except for Levity Ball. And the version of Levity Ball that's on here is Live at the Cheetah. It's not even Live at the Whiskey. I want to point this out because the Live at the Whiskey album, which I recorded, which has Levity Ball on it, and I did cover this when I talked about that, that is by far the superior version of Levity Ball, okay? Now, if you look at the credits on the back of it, it looks like it should have been released by Straight Records, which was Zappa's label. You know, this little tiny icon down here, okay? Now, I'm positive, I'd have to go back and double check, but I am positive that is the same label that released the Live at the Whiskey. Live at the Whiskey version of Levity Ball is fantastic. Like, it is one of the, it's the best version of the song there is out there. Here you've got the Live at the Cheetah version, which the audio quality of the live sucks. And the one that's on the Alice Cooper box set is a demo, but it doesn't sound as good as the version of Live at the Whiskey either. So somehow, what is honestly one of the best songs from this time period, absolutely, like it's the only song off this album I would 100% want Alice Cooper to still play live now. And it sucks on all the official releases. The best release is the unofficial bootleg release, which is an anomaly on so many levels, and the reason why I own the Live at the Whiskey A Go-Go album. And I would recommend the Live at the Whiskey A Go-Go album for anybody that's an actual hardcore Alice Cooper fan, because it is the best version of, Levity Ball, as my brain totally slips. Okay. I mean, just that intro, that just got my invitation to the annual Levity Ball, saying the location was within my mirror doll. Walked into just such a good tune. BB on Mars? No. Reflected. Okay, so Reflected actually was reused later on. Alice Cooper's Elected. It was a rehash of the riff that was used for Reflected. It's basically the same idea that I think they should have done with Living in Fields of Regret. They should have reused those later, especially with Ezrin, and produced them into better songs, I think. Levity Ball, same thing as well. Levity Ball should have technically been redone as well, produced up a little bit. I don't know if Ezrin would have done a great job of it, but I think it definitely should have been done. Then you got Applebush. Applebush is kind of... Applebush... very Beatles-esque. Very Beatles-esque. Not a song I'm into so much, but there are definitely people, if you're into 60s, kind of, that weird 60s experimentally kind of rock, it's pretty cool. It's not bad. Kind of worth checking out. Earwigs to Eternity. That's an alright tune. I don't mind it. I'm just not huge on it, I guess. And then Changing Arranging finishes off this album, and it actually finishes off the album well. I do not mind Changing Arranging. I think it's a half-decent tune as well. It's one of the other songs on here, like, okay, so now that I'm at the end here of all these songs, okay, so we got Living, Fields of Regret, Levity Ball, Reflected, Changing Arranging. All of those could have been much better songs, I think. I think if Bob Ezrin had gotten his hands on them, taken a little time with the band, redid them, I think they could have been fantastic songs released later. If one thing that may have been a good thing to do, especially when the band was having issues and they were kind of getting to the lower points, specifically between, say, Billion Dollar Babies and Muscle Love as a time buyer, one thing they really could have done or should have done for Warner Brothers is re-recorded songs off of both this album and off of the Easy Action album, and redone them with Ezrin and given them a different flair, a different twist kind of thing, produce them into a more better cohesive sounding, modern-ish, for that time, sound. I think they would have been significantly better, and I think it would have given them more life. I think these songs could have been more in today's mainstream. Even I, today, wouldn't even mind going back and seeing what, if I had a chance to go in the studio with the members of the original band that are still left, and then, we could replace one of the guitarists with, Steve Hunter would be perfectly fine since he's still alive, and the closest to one of the founding guitarists at this point. If Mick Meshabeer was possibly still alive, he wouldn't even be a bad choice. I can't pick Dick Wagner, unfortunately. But as close as we could get maybe to the original group, or even the new group, like his touring band right now, have them go in there and rework them and repound them out and see what they can do to make them a little tighter, a little cooler, a little better. Anyways, folks, Those are my thoughts. Those are my views. Those are my opinions. Let me know what your thoughts and views and opinions are on this album. I'd really like to know. Do I recommend this album? If you are a hardcore Alice Cooper fan, absolutely. If you're not a hardcore Alice Cooper fan, probably not. This is going to be a little weird. It's going to probably set you off a little bit. If you've never bought an Alice Cooper album in your life and you pick this up as your first Alice Cooper album, man, this is going to be a rough one for you. All right, folks. Once again, let me know what you think. That's what the comment section is for. While you're going down in the comment section, you'll see a little link that'll take you over to my Patreon. There's a like button, a subscribe button, a little bell for notifications. Locals will be coming soon. Peace, love, take care.